Hey guys, YouTube 100 here. Alright, now here I am with another ECW pay-per-view review. And now next up, here I am with a review for ECW Wrestlepalooza 1998. Yeah. So, like I've been saying so far, yeah, the ECW pay-per-views really have not been doing too well right now. I mean, yeah, since after the Barely Legal, which was a pretty great show, yeah, the others have really just so far they've really just turned out to really be mediocre at best. And so now this is now the fifth ECW pay per view, and yeah, I think that this was probably a big, well, not a big, but I think this was probably like a step up from the last three ECW pay per views. Yeah, this was actually a pretty decent pay per view. Yeah. Now, was it actually good? Well, I don't really know if I can actually go that far because, yeah, there is like some good stuff about it, but yeah, there is still some stuff on here that really is not all that good. Yeah, some stuff really is kind of slow and boring on the show, to be honest. Like the show really doesn't it really hasn't doesn't really ever become crap, but yeah, there is still stuff on here that still really is not that memorable. But yeah, just like the last show, like this show does have a great match on here. So yeah, but I'll get to that one when I get to it. Yeah. But yeah, the show overall, it is like a pretty decent show overall. But yeah, I don't know if I can really go far to say it's good because yeah, there's not really a whole lot about the show that really does stand out. But I mean, yeah, it's still I think it is like a better pace than the last three events. So yeah. So I think that now, ECW, is really starting to get into the groove with the pay per views, yeah, and hopefully it'll just continue to be on the right track going forward. Yeah, like I'm saying, I don't I'm not really sure how well the ECW reviews really did do after this because yeah, as I'm doing these reviews, as I'm watching them, these shows, it's actually the first time that I'm seeing them. Yeah, so yeah, but hopefully now, with this being a pretty decent show, hopefully ECW is get they did get on the right track and now they are gonna get better with the pay per views. Yeah, but yeah, this is still overall a pretty decent show. All right, so yeah, so I guess I'll just start talking about the matches. All right, so the first match of the show was the FBI, Little Guido and Tracy's mothers versus the BWO, which was the Blue Meanie and Supernova. Yeah. And this match really was not very good. I mean, yeah, this match was honestly pretty dumb. Early on in the match, they interrupted the action to get a dance off in, which was a really stupid. Then at one point, the referee tried to get involved in the match and actually compete, and actually went for a cover, which was just weird. It didn't make any sense. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, this match really, like I said, it really was not anything too good, to be honest. Yeah, there were a lot of double team moves in the match, but yeah, the match really was pretty slow. It really wasn't anything interesting at all. Yeah. Then eventually he then um Little Guido avoided a meanie saw, but then Little Guido then got the blue meanie with the Italian flag, but then yeah, then Nova then hit a Novocaine on Little Guido and pinned him and got the win. So yeah, so Blue Meanie and Supernova ended up winning the match. So yeah, this match really just it really wasn't very good. Plus the dance off thing was really stupid, and yeah, really a pretty slow match, to be honest. So I guess I would probably give that a star and a half. Yeah, and then next up, then it was Just Incredible versus Mikey Whipwreck. And this was a pretty solid match overall. Yeah, I think that overall this was a good match. And yeah. Yeah, there was like some weapon use in the match. Like there was like at one point where like both guys had steel chairs, and like Mikey Whipwreck like nailed Just Incredible's chair, and it like blasted right back into Just Incredible's face, which was like a kind of cool spot with the chairs. Yeah, and there was another cool spot where like the two were like on the guardrail, and I think Mikey Whipwreck like a DDT Just Incredible through a table, which was kind of a cool spot. Yeah, and it kind of like go back and forth. At one point, Mikey Whipwreck like actually did nail the whippersnapper on Just Incredible, but then then like uh Jason got involved, and Mikey Whipwreck took him out. Then also then uh Chastity also tried to get involved as well, and there was a cool spot where Mikey Whipwreck actually gave her a whippersnapper from the top turnbuckle down to the canvas, which was a pretty cool a spot right there. Yeah. Then eventually, Just Incredible then hit a That's Incredible to Mikey Whipwreck onto a steel chair and was able to pin him. So Just Incredible ended up getting the win. So I think this overall was a good match. Yeah, some nice spots with like the spot with the table, and the whippersnapper to Cassidy. So some good moments in the match. So I do think overall this was a pretty solid match. So I guess I would probably give that like about 3 stars. Yeah. Then next up, then we had the ECW Tag Team Championship on the line with Chris Candido and Lance Storm versus Axel Rotten and Balls Mahoney. And I think this was overall was a pretty good tag team match. Like the FBI BWO match, like there were a lot of double team moves in the match. It showed like in this match how like Chris Candido and Lance Storm like really couldn't function as a team. Like they really like didn't get along. So yeah, they were kind of like tagging in, tagging out, and like breaking up counts, and just doing a bunch of stuff to really like try to like be superior over one another. Yeah, and it did like go back and forth, and it was a pretty entertaining match. Like there was one point where Balls Mahoney actually hit a Nutcracker Sweet to Chris Candido, but then like rather than pinning him, Balls Mahoney like just went for a steel chair. Then. Then as he did, like Landstorm then hit a springboard drop kick to Balls Mahoney with the chair. Yeah, and it showed, like I said, how Chris Candido and Landstorm really were not functioning as a team, and they were really like trying to win the match over one another. So just really did show how like they were a very dysfunctional team during this time. Yeah. Then there was at one point where Sunny tried to get involved in the match, and then as Axel Rotten was like going to attack her, she was saved by Lance Storm rather than Chris Candido, because at this time like she was engaged with Chris Candido. So and as a result of that, like there was like some more tension caused between Lance Storm and Chris Candido. Yeah. Then eventually, when it looked like Landstorm and Chris Candido were about to win, when Landstorm like covered Balls Mahoney, like Chris Candido like broke it up and just like nailed Landstorm, and then Chris Candido then covered Balls Mahoney and pinned him. So Chris Candido got the win for him and Landstorm. So this overall was a pretty good tag match, and plus they really did work the dysfunction between Chris Candido and Landstorm pretty well in the match. So I guess I'd probably give that match 3 stars as well. Yeah. Then next up we had Bam Bigelow versus New Jack, and this really was just like kind of there. I mean, there really wasn't anything really like memorable about this match. Like it really was just like a brawl between the two of them. There was like a lot of weapon use in the match, and they were like fighting in the crowd. So this was really just like kind of like a very just match that was just like kind of there and not really anything memorable about it at all. Yeah, but yeah, there was a cool spot in the match where like New Jack like dove from like a barrier and smashed a guitar into Bam Bigelow's head. So yeah, so I guess that was kind of a cool spot. Yeah. Then eventually it spilled back to the ring, and then Bam Bigelow then was able to hit a greeting from Asbury Park onto New Jack and pinned him. So yeah, so Bam Bigelow ended up winning the match. So yeah, so I guess I would probably give that match like 2 stars. Yeah. Then the next match was the Dudley Boyz versus Tommy Dreamer and Sandman, and I think that this overall was a solid match as well. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, like they, yeah, it really was like just another match where it was really just like a lot of weapon use in the match. Like early on in the match, like Sandman grabbed a metal guardrail and brought it into the ring. Yeah. And then it was like used as a weapon. Then eventually a Sandman like was whipped onto the guardrail, and he ended up Sandman went into this match already injured, and as a result of like being whipped onto the guardrail, like he had to be carried out on a stretcher. So Tommy Dreamer like was on his own for a point in the match, and the Dudley Boyz were like just double teaming Tommy Dreamer. There was just one point where they put Tommy Dreamer like onto the guardrail, and then like gave him a concerto, yeah. But then eventually Spike Dudley then came out and filled in for Sandman to even the odds for Tommy Dreamer, yeah. Then Spike and Tommy Dreamer were just fighting with the Dudleys, yeah. Then like a Big Dick Dudley tried to get involved, and then Beulah also got involved as well, yeah. Then eventually Sandman then came back and then like nailed the Dudleys with a Singapore cane, yeah. Then Tommy Dreamer and Sandman then like hit DDTs on the Dudleys at the same time and pinned them and won the match. So Tommy Dreamer and Sandman got the win. So I guess this was like a solid match as well. I guess I'd probably give that like a 2 3/4. Yeah, and then next up, we had the ECW Television title on the line with Rob Van Dam defending against Sabu, and this really was like a pretty great match right here. This is definitely the best match of the show. Yeah, and what's also like what gives this match distinction is that this was RVD's first pay-per-view with like his 23-month ECW television title reign. So this was the first RVD's first pay-per-view with that reign. Yeah, and this really was a pretty great match. Like, it really like had a nice story. Like, of course, like they like were together during this time, but this was like around the time when like there was like some like tension that was building up between them. Yeah. Yeah, and you also had like Bill Alfonso at ringside, kind of like in a neutral corner, kind of like rooting on both guys here. Yeah, and this really was just like a real great match right here. Like it really did go back and forth. There was like a lot of like high flying moves, some weapon use in the match. Like there was like tables used, there was chairs used, like a whole bunch of weapons used in this match. Yeah, there were a lot of points in the match where they were like fighting over the guardrail, and they like were like surviving each other's finishing moves. Like there was one point in the match where like it looked like there was like supposed to be a DDT on a table. Like the table was like laid on both, like one side was like laying on the edge of the ring and the other side on the guardrail. Yeah, and I think like there was supposed to be a spot where there was supposed to be a DDT through the table, but the table didn't actually end up breaking. Yeah. Then there was one point where RVD like hit a 5-star frog splash on Sabu through a table, but Sabu survived it. Yeah, they were just like surviving each other's finishers. Yeah, and this match really did go back and forth a lot. Yeah, there was like a lot of like high flying moves in the match. Yeah, it really did just like go back and forth, and it was a really entertaining match. Yeah, and they just continued to fight each other, and it just like kept going back and forth between them throughout the entire match. Yeah, and then an interesting move here where, like, rather than a winner actually being declared, time expired for the match. Like, yeah, this match had a 30-minute time limit, and it lasted the entire 30 minutes. So, yeah, so there was no winner for this match. So, yeah, so that was really interesting that they went down that route. Like, I'm not really sure why they decided to have this go to a time limit draw. I'm not sure if, like, they just didn't want either guy to really, like, go over in the match. Like, they just really didn't want either guy to look bad losing to the other one. I don't know if that was the reason why they did this finish or not. But, yeah, a nice way to really, like, make both guys look strong by, like, not really giving this match a decisive winner. Yeah, but yeah, this really was like a really awesome match, and yeah, this was definitely the best match of the night. It really is like the RVD 2 Cold Scorpio match. Yeah, this was easily the best match of the night, and plus, yeah, like I said, it does have distinction with like it being the first pay-per-view of RVD's 23-month ECW TV title reign. So yeah, I guess it's also known for that too. Yeah, so yeah, this really was like a really great match, and yeah, definitely the best match of the show. So yeah, if you really are looking for something for the show to check out, definitely check out this match. So yeah, so I'd probably give that 4 1/4. Yeah, great match. Yeah, and then we got the main event for the ECW World Championship with Shane Douglas defending against Al Snow. And yeah, this match, like, this really, I guess this was just fine. I mean, yeah, it wasn't like the best ECW title match in the world, but definitely not the worst either. So yeah, it really is just kind of a standard match here. Yeah, this really was like all right. Like it really did just like go back and forth between the two of them. Like not really anything memorable happened, but yeah, it still was like just fine. Like there was like they were just like it was just going back and forth between them, yeah. And the triple threat were like constantly trying to get involved, but Al Snow was able to take them out, yeah. And yeah, then eventually like several guys then just came out to ringside to watch the match, yeah. And yeah, and it did just like kind of go back and forth, and they were like surviving each other's finishers. Then yeah, then Al Snow then like tried to hit a sunset flip from the top rope on Shane Douglas, but Shane Douglas just rolled through, and then hit, and yeah, was able to get a hit his own sunset flip in on Al Snow, and then Shane Douglas pinned him. So yeah, so Shane Douglas won, and Shane Douglas retained the ECW World Title. So yeah, so that was just like kind of an average match, not really anything memorable about it, but definitely not the worst match in the world. So yeah, so I guess I would probably give that like 2.5 stars. Yeah. So overall with the show, I guess I would probably give it a 6.25 out of 10. Yeah, like, it was a decent show, but yeah, there really wasn't anything that memorable about it, but yeah, I definitely did see this as an improvement over the last 3 ECW pay-per-views. Like there was still, like, some good stuff on the show, Mikey Whipwreck and Just Incredible was good, the tag title match was good, Dudley's versus Dreamer and Sandman was pretty solid, and yeah, RVD and Sabu just a pretty great match right there. So yeah, this show definitely does have like some good stuff on it, and yeah, and there's quite a few. There is like quite a bit of good stuff on here, but yeah, still like not a whole lot of memorable things about the show. Like aside from the RVD Sabu match, like that match really is like a classic, but yeah. The other stuff, it really is like not really that memorable, and plus, yeah, the main event, I really think that really did leave a lot to be desired, and we probably could have gotten like something even better on the show than what we did get with the ECW title match, yeah. But yeah, this was still overall a pretty decent show, and like I said, I really do see it as an improvement over the last 3 shows. It really does look like this is ECW is kind of like now really picking up in terms of the qualities of the pay-per-view. So yeah, so hopefully going forward they will continue that, and I will be seeing like some better pay-per-views. So yeah, so hopefully that will be the case, but we'll just have to see as I continue on with these reviews. Yeah, but yeah, this was still overall a pretty decent show, and yeah, I'm not sure if I would really say that like I would really recommend the show, but yeah, definitely check out the RVD Sabu match. Really was a really great match. Yeah. So I guess that's the best way I can put it. All right, so yeah, so I guess that's all I can really say. Alright, so yeah, so this is my review of ECW Wrestlepalooza 1998. So I hope you guys did enjoy this review, yeah? Yeah, and hopefully, like I said, going forward, hopefully I'll be like seeing like the quality of these pay-per-views continuing to improve. Yeah, so hopefully that will be the case, but yeah, we'll just see as I continue on with these reviews. Alright, but yeah, but I hope you guys did enjoy this review, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.